So look, Christie Sides has been doing better. She's been doing better recently, and I think anyone who says otherwise is just like intentionally being naive. Like, she has been doing better recently. It still doesn't mean she's been doing good. But of all her decisions, one of them is just baffling. It's just absolutely baffling. Well, two of them. But it is a decision to play, not one, but two players. But before we get on to it, though, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. Lads, we're probably going to hit 9,000 subscribers today. I can't believe it. Like, I think in the last video that I uploaded, we might have already hit 9K. We probably have already hit 9K by the time this one comes out. And in the previous video, I was like, oh, if we can hit 8.8, I think we were at 8.7 something K. I was like, if we can hit 8.9K, and we're already at, like, the video isn't even out, we're at nearly 9K. Absolutely incredible. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. That's just incredible. But anyway, so Christie Sides, I've jumped the gun there, has a huge issue. A huge issue when it comes to playing Christie Wallace and Erica Wheeler. These two right here should not see the floor. I'm sorry, they should not see the floor. And I'm going to explain why. And by the way, this is not one of those situations where you're like, oh, I'm saying this because it's ruining, because, like, what's her name? Caitlin Clark can't drop 35 a game. Look, they're not going to win with Caitlin Clark dropping 30. The way Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston are playing right now, the way the big four is playing, the fact that on any given day, any of those four can give you 25 a game, any of those four can give you 20. If three of those four in any given game could give you 20 each, it is a really, really good big four. And there are like two players, they're just both terrible. They're both terrible. And there's one common denominator with both of these players. See this right here? Atlanta Dream 2022. Erica Wheeler. 2022 Atlanta Dream. So if you want to look at the 2022 WNBA season, well, I don't know why I clicked that one there. If you look at Christie Sides, as far as coach is concerned, Christie Sides, assistant coach 2022 Atlanta Dream. She brought... What happened to my face right there? I'm sorry. She brought two players. She brought two players with her. She brought Christie Wallace and she brought Erica Wheeler. And she's continuing to play them despite them being garbage. Like, straight up garbage. Christie Wallace shoots 26 or 27% from three. The only shots she shoots are wide open practice shots. So people are like, oh, like it's a terrible percentage anyway. But when you also have to take into account the fact that people are going to be like, oh, but like Mitchell only shoots this percent or Clark only shoots this percent. Clark shooting exclusively 30-footers. Mitchell's shooting by her own choice exclusively GO-wise 3-pointers, which are a much higher degree of difficulty shots than wide open rhythm corner threes, the easiest shot in basketball, and she is shooting them at 27% rate when it comes to Christie Wallace. She also does not, I'm not even going to say does not play defense, just can't play defense. She tries. She really tries to play defense. She just can't. She gets cooked by every opposing two-guard, and that's the problem, because Caitlin Clark's not a particularly great defender, and Alyssa Smith's a terrible defender. Aaliyah Boston's a very nice interior defender, but obviously can't guard in the perimeter, and Kelsey Mitchell's not a great defender. So you kind of need a defender there. She can't do it. She's a garbage defender. But at the same time, she doesn't get in anyone's way. She just stands in the corner and misses every single shot. She shot 50% from the free throw line today. She will just stand in that corner and miss. That's all good. I'm a pro basketball player. Let me miss. She also, obviously, the viral clips of Caitlin Clark when she was throwing inbounds to players to a player under the basket and she got scared and missed both layups. One time she pump faked a layup when no one was anywhere near. She pump faked an open layup. That was both those times was Christie Wallace. Look, she's the worst player on this team. She is the worst player on the Fever team. And I have only seen Celeste Taylor play like 8 minutes on the court. And Celeste Taylor in those 8 minutes has done more positive than Christie Wallace has done all season. She is the worst player on this team. Erica Wheeler, on the other hand, is not the worst player on this team. But Unlike Christie Wallace, who just gets out of the way and stays in that corner. Just like sometimes Christie sides wants to play Caitlin Clark, go stand in that corner. Christie Wallace exclusively stands in that corner. But Erica Wheeler actively takes everyone out of rhythm. And that is not me saying like she actively just takes Caitlin Clark out of rhythm, because some Caitlin Clark fans will be like, oh, you're just complaining that she had like this amount of points, this amount of assists, like she's doing well. Like, no, if you're watching the games, when she is on the floor, she dominates the ball to the extent where she doesn't get the ball into Aaliyah Boston. She doesn't get the ball to Nalissa Smith. She doesn't get the ball to Caitlin Clark. She will get the ball to she will go to Kelsey Mitchell's side every single time. And look, I think Kelsey Mitchell's fine. Do not pass the ball to Kelsey Mitchell early in the shot clock. If you pass the ball to Kelsey Mitchell early in the shot clock, it is very likely something bad is going to happen. Something drastically bad is going to happen. If you give the ball to her early in the shot clock, give the ball to her with 8 seconds to go. Let her go Geo-wise. Let her go Julian Newman on it. Let her burn someone to the basket. When she goes one dribble to the basket, she's so quick. She's a really, really good player. It's just she has a bad habit to go tween, miss. She actually hit a couple of them today, but like when she goes tween, you know something bad's going to happen or something crazy's going to happen. And Erica Wheeler, all she does is do dumb stuff herself. She actually, like, I know it went in. In crunch time, she shot a running sky hook from near the free throw line. She shot a running sky hook. I don't care that she banked it in. She shot a running sky hook. Like, she is being guarded. She's not being guarded. Her mid-range shots, she's literally able to shoot mid-range shots with 4 feet of space because teams don't trust her. She shot a 3 in the corner both times. Hit front rim on both of them. In fairness, one of them hit front rim and bounced up and around, went in. But like, she literally shoots a freaking arrow at the front of the rim when she shoots the ball most of the time. But she's not terrible. Like, Erica Wheeler's not terrible. The problem is that when she's on the floor and Nalissa Smith doesn't get into rhythm, the two-man game between Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston is just gone. It's just gone. And it wouldn't be that bad if Erica Wheeler played a two-man game with Aaliyah Boston. If you actually said this and you're like, cool, when Caitlin Clark's on the bench, Erica Wheeler is the backup point guard. Cool. I don't have that much of an issue. You could run lineup with Erica Wheeler, probably rest with Aaliyah Boston. It's not going to be as good. It was terrible today. We saw it. Like, it was a -5, that lineup. But the problem is that when you run Erica Wheeler with Caitlin Clark, Erica Wheeler is on the ball more than Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark at the shooting guard position with Erica Wheeler on the floor takes everything away from Caitlin Clark. And the worst part about it is that, like, if you watch the game today, I know Erica Wheeler did hit some shots, but like, even other games like the Dream when Wheeler's on the floor and Wheeler has taken Clark so much out of her rhythm. And then the going gets tough. She's like, nah, I don't want the ball. Caitlin, go get it. Now you start to play. And it's like, Erica Wheeler and Caitlin Clark should never be on the floor at the same time as each other. They really shouldn't. Erica Wheeler and Nalissa Smith probably shouldn't be on the floor at the same time as each other. If you want to play Erica Wheeler 5 minutes a game as a backup point guard, fair enough. But also, you are literally limiting the development of Grace Berger, who will, I can guarantee you will do better. And by not do better as in like, she mightn't score as many points, she mightn't get as many assists. Erica Wheeler's not even a good defender, she just runs around fouling people. She runs around fouling people and might take one charge every 3 games. She just runs around hacking people, that's not defense. Like, Grace Berger at least will pass the ball to people. Grace Berger dribbles down the floor and just passes the ball to the side. That's all she's done all year, is dribble the ball down the floor and pick a side and pass the ball left, pass the ball right. The ball gets swung to her, she'll just pass it to the other side. Like, that is all they need from a backup point guard, to just pass the ball, because they have a big 4. They have a big 4, and whoever the 5th player on the floor is, all they have to do is the Mario Chalmers role. Don't turn the ball over and shoot when you're wide open. That is all the 5th player has to do. And that's the thing, is like, if they can play defense, great. But Erica Wheeler's just terrible. She's just terrible. And the team plays terrible when she's on the floor. Sometimes, when the team's getting stops on defense and they're able to run, she looks fine in transition. That is sometimes the team plays well. But in the half-court set, she literally takes everyone out of their rhythm other than Kelsey Mitchell. And Kelsey Mitchell's not even a rhythm player. Kelsey Mitchell is just a live wire who sometimes gets really hot, sometimes gets really cold. You take the good with the bad with Kelsey Mitchell, as I always say. Some days she's the best player on the court. Other days she might lose you a game. It is what it is. But it's not even about Caitlin Clark's points, because I think if Erica Wheeler was replaced with Grace Berger, Caitlin Clark has probably the exact same stat line. Maybe 2 extra points. The difference is that you don't go a like 6-minute period trying, or not even 6 minutes. You don't even go like prolonged amount of time freezing out Caitlin Clark and Boston. The Caitlin Clark 2-man game with Leah Boston is probably the most effective way the Fever can play. But with Erica Wheeler on the floor for long periods of time, they are both frozen out of the game. They're both frozen out. Nalissa Smith, frozen out. So that's where the issue is with Erica Wheeler. And as bad as, look, Christie Wallace is the worst player, is much worse than Erica Wheeler. The difference between Christie Wallace and Erica Wheeler is Christie Wallace just stands in that corner. She'll just stand in that corner and never leave that corner. Whereas Erica Wheeler will actively take away from the big four. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, Christie sides, as far as her game planning, is actually not terrible. Some of the sets that have been put in are pretty good. And the big issue with Christie sides, though, is the trust she has in two of the worst players I've seen this season. Like, there's no way. Like, she dropped Katie Lou from the starting lineup. And look, Katie Lou's nothing special, especially on the defensive end. But, like, Katie Lou will shoot the ball. She's shooting like 45% from three. She'll at least shoot the ball well. She's shooting nearly 20% from three, better than Christie Wallace. And it's not like Christie Wallace plays defense either. She has some sort of unconditional trust for the two worst players in the rotation. And like the two of them combined played like 36 minutes in Wheeler and Wallace. And you might be saying, oh, Wallace is plus 8. Yeah, because she was on the floor with the big four and doesn't get in their way. That's all. That's the only thing Wallace does well, is that she doesn't get in anyone's way. We are actually talking about a professional basketball player who their best thing they do is don't get in people's way. And the fact that we're talking about a max contract player who can't even do that in Erica Wheeler. Like, Christie sides is not the right coach for this team. She should be fired. She should have already been fired. Look, I don't think she's incompetent as a basketball coach. I think she's unqualified to be a WNBA head coach. I think she has had some good games. Like, I think she has absolutely outcoached Teresa Weatherspoon against the Sky. I think that her tactics going into this game were very good. But as the year's going on, she's starting to play Erica Wheeler more. I know, obviously, Erica Wheeler started off the year when Mitchell came back. She went to the bench. But as the year is going on, she is trusting Erica Wheeler and Christie Wallace more, and they are both garbage.